Yeah, but our last one got taken down, guys. Oh no. What can real estate investors learn from Will Smith slapping Chris Rock? Guys, I don't want to make this video again. I don't want to make this video again. I do not want to make this video again. This is the second video we made. The first one got taken down because of inappropriate content. Yeah, I don't know I don't know why that happened, or because maybe it's because we use so many videos. I don't know. But some of you guys have been asking us about this video. Listen, I made this video. I have strong feelings about this. 5 passive income tips to take away from this LC beta male cowards meltdown. Very good headline. Guys, this is crazy. And the video I did make, I made that video and I said things were gonna happen. I said certain things were gonna happen. What it's like I got a crystal ball, right? I told you. I know some people think, oh, this isn't such a big deal. It's just celebrity gossip. Guys, you guys know me. I don't cover this kind of stuff on our channel. We don't talk about like celebrity chit chat or the latest starlet to, you know, do whatever. That's not what this is. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. This is a sign. This is the canary in the mine here. What's happening when he got up and did this? Okay, what happened since the video we had? By the way, there was one example. Larry had said this to us. He sent us a few links. T.I., the rapper T.I., right? So he's a rapper and he had a successful career. He starts deciding to get into stand-up and he's like, this is going to be easy. So you can imagine how that went. Check this out.
He was about 10, 11 years old, man. I think this is when the animosity started. The nigga walks in, talking slamming his mom. You hear me? Yelling his mom. We ain't been the same since. Well, goddamn. I'ma tell y'all motherfucking ass like this. You got one more motherfucking album out of me. It's called Kill the King for motherfuckers like you. If you see your favorite motherfucking celebrity, do yourself, do me, and the celebrity a favor. And I see a motherfucker in my periphery doing shit like this.
It was terrible. He's getting booed, and then he starts getting thug life. He's like getting booed, so he starts getting tough with the audience. He's like, "Well, fuck you, then. I don't. Like, how you gonna make people laugh by doing that?" But anyway, T.I. is now getting made fun of at this Comedy Central thing. What does he do? What does T.I. do? What do you do now if you're getting made fun of? If your feelings get hurt, what do? You rush the stage. Check this out.
Because there was no fucking crime. There is nothing to charge me for. Or no, shut the fuck up for a second. Hey, listen. No. As many times as you jump on that shit, nigga, I'm gonna check your motherfucking ass as long as it takes. Nigga, when you stop talking about it, when you stop playing with me and mine, I'ma stop saying something. If you keep on playing with me, nigga, I'm gonna motherfucking continue to confront you publicly, verbally.
First of all, happy Award Day. We've never had a forum on crime. T.I.'s innocent. I truly believe it. Get it up for him. There is no charge.
I don't want to hear none of that shit. Don't play with me about that.
I haven't put his
Hey. Don't play with me about that.
I'm not. The one thing I am is a comedian. I'm not playing with you. See, now you're getting misunderstood. This is not a rap battle. This is not that. This is a motherfucking comedy show. And be clear, if I want to make jokes about something, I'll make jokes about something. Absolutely. And no, you're not going to tell me to shut the fuck up. It's my shit. This is my shit. Be very clear. This is my
No, it ain't. It ain't.
Actually, I don't even know if we're gonna be able to play those videos. Maybe that's why our video the first one got taken down. But guys, this is crazy what's happening right now. What's happening right now, that Blue Rose Research. Let me see this, pull this up here real quick. I said this before. There was a Blue Rose Research that conducted a poll right after Will Smith gets up. So let's be clear. He gets up, he slaps him. It's insane. It's totally crazy. Guys, my feelings about this personally, this is crazy. Will Smith gets up, slaps someone half his size, 90-pound Chris Rock. Chris Rock's 90 pounds in wet clothes. Gets up and slaps slaps him, knowing that he can't do anything back to him. That look he has when he walks back to his seat, he's just a piece of shit, man. And I don't say that about many people. I don't normally attack people like this, and I'm not making this video for that's not the only purpose to go after him, but this is absolutely crazy what he did. Gets up, he gets offended, he gets his feelings hurt. First he's laughing, but then he sees his, I'm gonna get to her in a second. This is, let me calm down, okay? The point is that first, there's a few obvious things. The thing is, you know, I've worked out with many people. I've sparred with a lot of professional fighters, Lamont Brewster, Chris Light, David Gamble, Seth Johnson, several guys that are like, these are world-class fighters that fought on world level, right? Between Indianapolis, Missouri, and the Midwest. These guys are a big deal. I fought with a lot of people. I know what it takes to knock somebody out. I know what it takes to break bones. You know, the times that I've knocked out a professional fighter have been only happened when I hit him on accident. Like we had this thing where we wore blindfolds and we hit people. And when that happened, I was able to knock him out. I was able to knock Gamble out because he wasn't expecting it. Chris Rock was not expecting that punch. This was absolutely assault. And to the people out there, they're like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. It is absolutely terrible. What Chris Rock went through. He had his hands behind his back. He's sitting there, 90 pounds. A man twice his size comes up who's been trained with Ali and trained with professional fighters. He knows how to hit. Chris Rock wasn't expecting the hit. He's 90 pounds. He's never been in a fight before in his life. And to hit him like that, I think it was only one person, Judd Apatow, said he could have been killed. And people like, oh, he's overreacting. No, he absolutely could have been killed. Now, thankfully, Will Smith's a chicken shit and doesn't know how to hit, so he didn't have any effect on him. But this was absolutely crazy. This was mental. To defend Will Smith is completely crazy. He could have knocked him out. He could have caused serious problems. He could have actually created some kind of spinal issue. Even if he didn't do any of that, what Will Smith did was a chicken shit move. Absolutely, he should have gotten his Oscar taken away, his little trophy taken away. He absolutely should be in jail. He absolutely should be sued for anything. Anybody that disagrees with me on that, by the way, you don't understand what happened. I mean, what he did there was just, man, what a piece of shit Will Smith is. And nothing, he's irredeemable at this point. So I'm making that clear up front. My personal feelings, guys, I used to get bullied. That look on Chris Rock's face when he looks off to the side, it's just like burned in my mind. That's the look of trauma. That's the look of somebody having, at the peak of his career, this is one of the biggest nights of his life. Now, I get it, Oscars, I never watch it. You probably don't either. But for those people, Hollywood people, this is like the night, right? Everyone, you're the center of attention. You finally made it. As a comic, how many people does a comic get there? And let alone as a black comic, which is not important, but you know, it is important in the context. I'll get to that in a sec. Well, I do it now. Will Smith made a big deal, but black people don't get invited to the Oscars. This is this hashtag Oscars so black or not black or so white or something he did years ago. And then what does he do? The producer that the Oscars, by the way, Will Packard. So if we're gonna talk about the black thing, the cops came and they were gonna arrest Will Smith. They asked him to leave, by the way, Academy Awards, and he says no. And they're like, well, if you're not gonna leave, we're gonna give you an Oscar. It's just insane. But you know who defended Will Smith? Who said no, leave him there? They were gonna arrest him, but you know what? Chris Rock is the one who said no, leave him there. And you know why he did it? Variety reported this. You know why he did it? Because he wanted to see another black man win an Oscar. Doesn't that break your heart? After the man who just humiliated you, devastated you, did everything he could to ruin your career, you defend him. You want to make sure he gets his, man, Will Smith, fuck Will Smith, man. I didn't think I'd get this excited about it. You're right. I thought I'd be, because it's been a while now, but I mean, it's just, when I look at that face, that look on Chris Rock's face, I told this story before when my cousin had this inhaler on the bus and these kids took this inhaler. Of course, I had to go get the inhaler. I get the inhaler and I'm holding it and the kids are trying to get it. They're trying to get these 2 or 3 kids are trying to get his inhaler. Then this other kid who's much bigger than me punched me right in the face. Punched me again. Then he punched me again. The bus driver came back and she's like, did he punch you? And I knew I would have been worse if I said yes. And I'm like, no. And I'm sitting there just holding onto his inhaler, right? I didn't hit back because I knew if I moved, first of all, I was a chicken shit. I didn't know what I was doing. But even if I did move, they would get his inhaler. So I got my cousin's inhaler, my little dickhead cousin's inhaler. So then we get back to his house. His sister's like, did you get in a fight? And our friend's like, yeah, it wasn't a fight. He didn't hit back. And my cousin's like, yeah, you totally pussed out. I'm like holding his inhaler. Oh gosh. Anyway, I bring that up because when I look at Chris Rock's face, I go back to that moment when I was hit in the face and I couldn't do anything back. It's just a look you have. If you've been bullied, that's exactly what happened to Chris Rock. Fuck Will Smith. Will Smith is a piece of shit and there's nothing he can do to redeem himself. And fuck Jada Smith too. She's a piece of shit. Man, guys, I'm getting, this whole, okay, so we covered these 5, what are the 5 passive income tips to learn from this? All right. This isn't just me belly aching about that. I'm just saying that's the context. That's where I'm at with this. So I'm not, it's not like I'm up in the air about this or anything. So first of all, get rid of your Jada. So, okay, there's a bunch of clips we have. I don't want to play these. I don't want to get into their personal relationship because who cares about that, right? That's not the point. But there is this thing. There is this problem that people have about, so I was a bouncer and I used to work at this club. And one of the things people used to have, it wasn't a strip club, but in the back, they used to have this, it was like anything goes type of place. And this guy used to come in and this woman used to do this thing. I don't want to get too sexual on this channel. I don't do that. I don't talk about sexual stuff, but this was a thing, man. I don't even know if I should talk about this, man. Did you move Mr. Gorgeous over there? No, you could put him on the side. It doesn't, I'm not controlling it, but I don't even know if I should talk about this, guys. Okay, so there was this guy and he used to want to be treated in a certain way. He used to want this woman. I don't talk about sexual stuff. Like I said, this is a little bit, if it's too much, I understand, but just fast forward or mute or something. But she used to like sit on his face and like, she was naked and like she would talk about him, treat him like a piece of shit, tell him how he was just a good for nothing bum. And then she would like, plug his nose so he couldn't breathe. And then he would try to push her up. And when he would push her up to breathe, she would just punch him as hard as she could in the face. His face would get all bloody and she'd tell him how worthless he was. Then she'd bring in another guy, have sex with the other guy in front of him and tell him that he could never please her the way this other guy is. And sometimes she was with the guy, by the way, like in her personal life relationship. That was a whole nother thing. Sometimes that guy would come in and he would be the one having sex, or sometimes it wouldn't be. Anyway, I got to know her pretty well because I saw her do this again and again to this stuff. Like this guy paid a lot of money to be treated like that. It's the first time I ever saw it. It's called a humiliation fetish, right? I say that because then she ended up having this relationship with this guy. She's with this guy, right? She asked me, she's like, you know what? You're the only person that knows like all sides of me. And I'm not able to reach this climax orgasm with the guy I'm with unless I do the stuff that I do to this other guy. And I was like, just fake it. Like what? And she's like, I can't do that. I must have legitimate orgasms. So she asked me what to do. And I was like, I guess just ask the guy. Just maybe he's into it. So she goes to the guy and she's like, hey, I want to try something new. And he's like, sure, thinking that she's talking about like another girl or something, right? And she's like, I want to do the stuff like that she does to this guy. And he's like, I guess we could try that, So they go at it that night. And in the middle of this, like they're doing it. And in the middle of it, she starts calling him like a piece of shit and how he's a turd and he can't please her. And then she just starts punching him right in the face as hard as she can. And he's like, hey, stop. What the hell's wrong with you? No, what? Is that how you feel about me? He like freaks out. Bottom line, she comes back. She's like, I can't do this. She quit the job. Like, Ozzy, what'd you say to her? I didn't say anything to her. She quit the job because she said that part of me, I can't be in a relationship and like be doing that. It's crazy how the sex stuff, none of that was a problem. But like the problem was that she had this part of her, this need. I never forgot this. This is my whole point, is that she was not sexually aroused enough unless she was humiliating somebody else, unless she was putting somebody else down, putting them in their place. It was this weird thing. I didn't know about this at all until I met there. But I think about that because, guys, I've met a lot of people who have this a lot more people have it than you think. They've got this weird thing where in order for them to feel good, in her case, she went to go get a regular job. She worked at a bank after that. She was making like $1,500, $2,500 a week, and she went down to making like $200, $300 a week. That's like how she was so sickened and she was so addicted to this personality, this like disorder or whatever you want to call it. Or maybe it's a fetish. I'm not judging. I'm saying in her mind, she was going through this life-altering change because she knew that it was like this fetish, like the humiliation thing. Anyway, I bring that up because you should realize some people are like that. And if those people like that in your life, you might not know that they're like that. They get off emotionally or maybe sexually by humiliating you, putting you down, putting you in your place. And we are in a society right now, guys. What did I say? My Blue Rose research. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let me tell you this. So Will Smith gets up, slaps Chris Rock. I said this before. I said there was one poll. Mediaite.com produced this. Blue Rose research. This was March 28th or what happened or whatever that happened. Basically, the respondents said it's about what percentage of people in America think that Will Smith did the right thing, that Will Smith got up and did the right thing. You know what the number is? About over 50%, 51 to 52%. Check this poll out. Go to this, check out the link out below. That's how many people believe that Will Smith was defending himself. They believe that Chris Rock committed violence against Will Smith. If you walk up and hit somebody in the face, right? You punch someone in the face, they can punch you back, right? That's self-defense. But if you walk up and hurt someone's feelings, 50% of Americans roughly believe that is the same. Words are violence. If my feelings are hurt, I have been punched in the face. It is not like, oh, that's kind of like the same thing or it's a parallel. No, it is actually the same thing and I have to defend myself. Another poll, one poll said 62% of people believe that physical violence is justified if your feelings are hurt. Check the links out below. The other poll here, Larry sent this to us. This was Rock. What was it? 60%. Was this the Texas or the Fort Worth Star? The 60%. 60% of Americans believe, was 15% believe, or 30% believe that Chris Rock was wrong, more wrong, and 30% say it was equal blame. Guys, this, like I said, this is not nothing. This is insane. I get my feelings hurt and I get to punch you in the face. I get my feelings hurt. You offend me. You hurt my feelings and now I can punch you in the face because those two things are the same. Over half of Americans believe that now. We are in the matrix. People, this is not, guys, this is not, I recommend everyone do stand up. I think that's one of our lessons here. I know about 10 stand up comics now that have actually gone out and either got guns or they started packing themselves on stage because there's this Will Smith effect happening now. People are coming on stage. They're getting more rowdy. You say something they don't like. You make fun of a politician they don't like. You say something they don't like politically or socially or whatever. You say something they don't like. Guys, it's only a matter of time. Mark my words. I told you this was going to happen in my first video. I said, this is not something small. T.I. proves it. Now you don't like something, you get up on on stage. If my feelings are hurt, I need to defend myself, and that includes physical violence, and more than half the people are with us. Guys, mark my word, it's only a matter of time for somebody's in a fucking club and they pull out a gun, right? A comedy club, they don't like what they hear and they just start shooting because, hey, I gotta defend my country, I gotta defend my family. Will Smith won the award, gets up and says that God is calling on him to do to get up and assault Chris Rock. Will Smith, just the worst. And he starts crying and he's bawling. He says that he's being called on by God. And then he said he wants to be a vessel for love. And okay, I'm gonna get to that in a second. Let's believe here a second. Crazy. But guys, my point with this research is more polling data is being done. A majority of people now believe that if my feelings are hurt, I can physically assault you because you have physically assaulted. That is where we're at. I told you this wasn't a small deal. People, it's not only a matter of time for people to start shooting at each other. Somebody's gonna not like a joke, they're gonna shoot at him, and now the comics are gonna shoot back. We're gonna have crossfire because of a joke, because my feelings got hurt. Guys, not a small deal. Anyway, coming back to this thing, get rid of your Jadas. There are people who get off sexually, emotionally, whatever, by humiliating you. Jada Smith is absolutely one of these people. Check this clip out. You might think, Austin, that's too much. She brought him on her show, her little red whatever, to tell him I'm having sex with another guy. I'm married to you. And then in that clip, she says, I don't know if we can play this clip. She says in that clip, it's none of your business who I'm having sex with. And Will Smith's like, yep, none of my business. Guys, and people are putting this clip up like this is what goals are. No society. You have to be so strong mentally right now. You have to reprogram yourself and resist all the programming of society, everything that's happening right now. That's where you've got to be. Thought control is the highest. That's what I was going to, okay, so we have it as our top lesson here. I don't know how many lessons we put here, but guys, you have got to be able to resist all this stuff and actually overpower. Everyone is telling you. They're telling you, buy an iPhone, don't buy Apple stock. How many people are telling you to work out right, to eat correctly? All the best, smartest people, the highest paid people at Silicon Valley are behavior people. We are constantly being programmed through social media, through all our devices. You're being programmed on what to eat. Why does, a box of Twinkies cost $2, but a head of lettuce costs $10? Box of Twinkies will last 20 years. A lettuce lasts 3 days. This is all by design. You have to get yourself better physically, mentally, spiritually, getting your, your finances in place. Making this happen requires thought control. And it is right now, I see this thing, this Chris Rock, Will Smith thing. And it's like, I clearly see something that's like, okay, this is obviously, completely insane. It's terrible, right? And now it's like, no, 50% of people are like, yep, hey, you can't make jokes. And oh my gosh, guys, this is crazy. And by the way, if you look at that poll, check that poll out, the people who feel the strongest about it are the most political. This is what our media has done. You watch the news, you're more likely to say, if somebody hurts my feelings, yes, it's physical violence again. It's crazy. The people who identify as strong Republican or strong Democrat, those are the people who believe, yep, that's exactly right. Stop watching the news. Anyway, Jada Smith, so I said, check that. Can we play that? I don't know if we're playing that clip where she gets him on, having sex. She gets her kids on, talks about when she's 9 years old, her grandmother taught her how to masturbate. What is she, so that she knows that when a man pleases you, it's not the man, it's me. That's again, like that woman saying, you can't please me, right? She has another one. She has Gwyneth Paltrow on her show. She says, I had to cheat on Will because he wasn't able to satisfy me. Guys, and Will Smith, what is wrong with this guy? Like, it's crazy. But anyway, if you doubt that she has this fetish, it's the most famous example, most obvious example of people who actually get off, actually get arousal, sexually, I don't know, but at least emotionally, by humiliating you. Check this clip out. Right after he did the slap, there's only 3 people on earth that knew it was real. Some people thought it was like part of a get. Even Will Packer, the producer, thought it was a skit. Chris Rock knew it was real. Will Smith knew it was real. The only other person that knew it was real was Jada Smith. And check this out. Look at her laughing. What does she do? Right after her husband lit himself on fire, destroys his career, what does she do? She laughs. Check this out. So there's no doubt she is one of these people. She has a humiliation thing. She wants to see him destroy his life, and hopefully he doesn't ever make a comeback. Honestly, this is what he did. I've made it clear. This is just unforgivable what he did. It's absolutely insane. And by the way, if you see him ever, you get to punch him in the fucking face, right? You get to break his nose. One, I'm offended by Wild Wild West. I thought that was a piece of shit. What about Focus? What about Suicide Squad? What about all these? I'm offended by 1,000 things you've done. I get to hit you. Because that's what we're doing now. If your feelings get hurt, you get to punch someone. You get to carry out physical violence. And by the way, man, more and more people agree with that. This is crazy, guys. Anyway, first lesson here, get rid of your Jadas. People are in your life anyone in your life that's not bringing you up. We always say this, the circle of potential. You have a circle of potential, everything you think you're capable of. There's only 2 people you ever meet. People that make that circle bigger, people that don't. Someone doesn't, get rid of them. And even if you're not sure, you have energy. All energy attracts similar energy, right? So somebody around you that's like that, whether you know it or not, they're sucking you dry. Little succubus, man. She's a great example of that. Look, laugh laughing. He just lit himself on fire. He just destroyed his career. She's laughing about it. She's laughing about it. He wasn't laughing. She was laughing about it. She loved, just gleeful that he just destroyed his life for her. For her. By the way, what does she have? She's not some talent. Like, you think they're living off of Set It Off? Like, hasn't menaced society? Those are like 20, 30 years old. And then she had a music career, by the way. This is hilarious. Check this out. People forgot about that. How'd you forget about that? This is why. Check this out. This is who she is. Humiliation. Of course she wants to put him down. She's not someone of value, not someone of skill. All right, deal with the internal. So that's lesson number 1. Get rid of your J's. Lesson number 2. I gotta hurry this up. I'm taking too long. And wow, it's already been, yeah. So, okay. By the way, the people defending, Chris Rock, or defending Will Smith, Nicki Minaj, Yushlin, some Neo, some politician, Grace Randolph, she's a Beyond the Trailer person. Right after he slaps him, what happens? Bradley Cooper comes and hugs him. Tyler Perry comes and hugs him and talks to him. Denzel Washington says, oh, it was the devil. What are we talking about? It was the devil? No, it's a piece of shit. It's a beta male. It's a cuck, man, that gets up and does this. Crazy. Who are they going to comfort? They're comforting him. Samuel L. Jackson, John Travolta, all these people are all turds. Sat there as a man and assaulted someone half his size. And you're sitting there, oh man, guys, this is insane. So all these people are supporting him. I'm only saying this to say that this isn't me acting like there's a bunch of support for him where there's not. There is insane levels of support for Will Smith. And people are saying, oh, we can all agree that violence is, no, we cannot. If my feelings are hurt, I get to punch you. I get to hit you. Guys, this is what happens when you have weakness, that instead of working on your weakness, the world needs to lower the bar so that you can cross the bar. You don't need to raise your standards. The world needs to lower their bar because you're too weak and you don't want to deal with it. Will Smith, what he did is not small. Anna works at a high school. If you guys know that she's a professional or she's a full-time special needs instructor, there have been what we call this Will Smith effect. There have been 24 since this has happened, and the week since this happened, 24 incidents where people are saying, the staff are saying this is because of, they're not saying it's just because of Will Smith thing, but they're including it in this same category of people who were assaulted, people who were offended, who got their feelings hurt, they were made fun of, and they physically attacked the person that made fun of them. This has gone up. I think there were the whole school year there were like 6, and now there's been like 20, almost 30, 25 to 30 of them. It goes up 4x, 400% more. This is happening all across the country, all across the world, because now it's clear. My feelings get hurt, I get to assault because you have assaulted me. Words themselves are violent. That's where we're at, guys. This is crazy. I'm gonna hurry up with the rest of this stuff. Deal with the internal. Will Smith is a good example. He had everything. He's hot, young, rich, famous, has been for 20, 30 years. He's talented. He had everything, but because he didn't deal with his own bullshit, he didn't deal with this little, gold digging little bitch, this little bald bitch, right? And by the way, alopecia, I know more about skin stuff than anything, by the way. Check this out, Mike. What I'm dealing with right now is 10 times worse than alopecia. Guess what? Alopecia, totally painless. You know what it is? It's male pattern baldness. That's it. It goes away on its own. It's not any, and if somebody's bald and you say, oh, they've got a medical condition, we all think, wow, probably chemo. That's why he keeps using the word medical condition. Alopecia ain't nothing to, this is like the joke that he made about G.I. Jane 2 that Chris Rock made. Your self-image is everything. If you don't have this, which Will Smith didn't, then anything becomes violent. This is what happens when we don't deal with the internal. What we have a situation right now where everybody's basically a chicken, but instead of dealing with that, guys, you have got to be so strong that you can resist all that. If you believe that I stand up, our government, our media, everything is brainwashing people. If I stand up and I say, I'm a giraffe, I'm a kangaroo, and you think that makes me a kangaroo, you're gone. And this is what we're being taught if you turn on the TV. Guys, this is not a small thing, man. And as someone who, I got bullied hardcore. The reason I changed myself totally and completely is because of that. And Will Smith, man, this whole thing is just crazy. And what happened here is a sign of what's happening and overall in general. If you don't fix, you have got to be able to take your thought control. You've got to have your self-image so bulletproof that you're able to, people don't change things. They don't change their income. They don't change the way they look. They don't change their physical, how in shape they are. They don't change their spirituality. They don't learn much that way. They don't really do much more than their parents. People generally don't. You're only here because you want to make a change, a generational change. In order to do that, your thought control has got to be so solid. It's got to be like a force field around you that keeps you immune from all this BS around it. Deal with the internal. If you don't do it, you're going to be a piece of shit like that, going up and bullying this guy half your size. Oh man, should have shot him, man. I shouldn't say that. Oh, this video is going to get taken down. Status and positioning. This is another thing that's really blown me away. How can you stand up, go over, assault somebody, sit down, the Oscars tell you to leave, you say, no, I'm good. And they let you stay and like, well, if you're not going to leave, we're going to give you an Oscar, give you 5 minutes to give a speech. And by the way, all of Hollywood, Jim Carrey said it best. He's like, yeah, Hollywood's gone. Hollywood's lost now. For them to all stand up and give him a standing ovation, and Bradley Cooper coming over and comforting him, comforting Will Smith after he just assaulted Chris Rock. Did anyone comfort Chris Rock? This is crazy. There's this concept of NPCs, or what we call blanks. Like, this is a simulation theory, a video game, and people basically have very limited patterns. You play like Zelda or something, and you go to the storekeeper, and he's like, hey, do you want to buy a sword? And you'll like type in like, hey, I just banged your mom or something. He's like, hey, would you like to buy a sword? Like, they say the same thing over and over again. You can see that dynamic play out in the world. There's a few examples of this. Check this video out.
Every human being that you don't know on a personal level is not real. They're all NPCs, and you can say whatever you want to them. Watch this. Hey, how's it going? Just here to drop off coupons. Perfect. Sweet. Did you hear the big news?
What's the news?
Danny DeVito got an OnlyFans account.
He did not.
Yeah.
He makes so much money.
$25 a month. I'll tell you right now, it is worth the money.
Is it really?
Oh, that man is short and thick. All right, have a good Monday night, huh? It's 11:30 in the morning on a Thursday. I didn't even give him coupons. Give him the instruction manual to my bank.
So that's an example. It's like concept of NPCs, or what we call blanks. This is like, if you start treating your life like a video game, or like we call hero narration, like a comic book, you can start to narrate things, and you start to categorize people, and you'll start seeing people like this everywhere. People that are blank, people that are like glitches in the Matrix. We are in the Matrix right now. Check this one out.
Thing is, I didn't know how loud it was.
Yeah, it's loud.
It's half volume, so then I was like, okay, and that's why I left it at.
All right. But if I hear that again, you can call the cops or whatever. But I'm coming over here. Me and Mr. Hammer are gonna have a party. Not on you guys. Don't laugh, because it's not funny. Because I ain't paying for it. I'll go to prison. You guys will have the bike, so it comes out of your pocket. See? That's what I'm saying. I don't have no reason. I have no excuse. I can go back to prison for another 10, 15 years. I just got out for 18 years for beating the hell out of 3 people. All right? Well, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Oh, good. Then I have no problem beating the fuck out of you then, do I? Huh?
You can try.
You think you can do?
I'm not gonna even throw a punch at you. I mean, you can try, but like,
I ain't gonna throw a punch either. You gotta have more fucking sense than that. Don't you? Nod, yes.
Yeah.
Come on, yeah. Use your motions with your head, okay? Yeah, I'm a smart ass. How you think I survived the prison? Huh? Okay? You alright?
I love that one. I love that one. I love that one. So this is like a guy who doesn't realize that he's a blank. Like, he doesn't realize that, you are the character in the game. Guys, in order to have status and position, if you have that, you can get away with pretty much anything. The reason we have this channel, with the biggest reason, the biggest benefit here has been when we do the GRS program, every property you buy will make you $1,000 a month for the rest of your life. So if we only pick up 5 or 10 properties like that a month because of this channel, because of the position here, because of having the #1 channel on YouTube channel, Indiana Real Estate, or having building the world's largest organization, special needs business owners, all these different like hooks that we have, these, when you talk to people, immediately short circuit their challenging of authority. And this gives you authority. Remember, authority comes in 3 ways. I'm smarter than you. I know people smarter than you. I'm getting smarter than you. When you can do all 3 of those in one sentence, or one email, or one screenshot of your metrics, it gives you instant positioning. We milk the shit out of this locally, because our channel is honestly really small, relatively speaking, but within like Indiana or the Midwest, it's gargantuan. It's like the Apple, it's like the Microsoft within that narrow area. And that's why the way you want to set the game up, where like essentially nobody nobody can compete with you. And that's why everything we're doing now, from our pay-per-click costs and everything else, we're able to buy at a discount because of this idea of getting status and position. We can get up and assault someone at the Oscars and sit back down, and it's crazy. But you can have that with positioning because most people are just going to be blanks. They're just going to sit there just like that ogre. They're not going to do anything. This is how most real estate investors are in any industry. 90+% of people are basically just running a script, and you can just say, I'm doing your mom, and they'll just be like, well, I don't know. Would you like to buy a sword? They're going to be the same way. Preferential attachment, guys. Money goes where money is. I'm going to wrap this up. Chris Rock is such a legend from skill. This is one of the biggest takeaways from this. I have never loved Chris Rock more. I've always thought he was brilliant, but to sit there, to be abused like that, to go through that trauma, to be assaulted like that, to be shockingly hands behind his back. Go watch that video. Hands behind his back. Wasn't expecting it. Being just hit like that, and to not only to come right back. And according to again that same article in Variety, he was gonna say, "Wow, what a punch! I'm gonna feel what a slap! I'm gonna feel that till August." August is the name of the guy that was penetrating Jada, and who was her son's best friend, by the way. What a piece of shit, Jada. Oh gosh, she's just disgusting. And just this show, her whole point is to humiliate her family, talk about how she had sex in front of her kids are talking about sex, and now Willow had another. I don't want to make the video about her, but she's like talking about how she's I'm polyamorous. I'm having sex with several people. And then the grandma's like, what the fuck is wrong with you bitches? And Willow's like, the daughter's like, I'm with a group of people who I love equally. So now she's having, is it orgies, or she's having like sex with multiple people? There's like this name for it. And Jada's like, oh, I get it. I told guys, this is insane. This is what happened. All kinds of people, even now, we're saying, oh, this is relationship goals. This is how things should be. This is what happens when you're not really like a man. Throughout history, for society to function, it comes down to what's happening in the household. A man has a role, a woman has a role. And I'm not being like sexist or being like, overbearing. I'm not saying barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen or whatever. I'm not saying that, but there are certain roles. And when you have someone who says there is no relation, even Jay Leno's like, yeah, can we be honest? Open marriages don't work. Like, it's like anybody could say, like, he doesn't say anything about it. He's like good, supposedly best friends with Will Smith, but even he's like, this dynamic doesn't work. And it's crazy to normalize this. It's just like it's crazy to normalize my feelings get hurt, I get to punch you in the face. I'm getting worked up again, man. I knew when it happened, this is not a small thing. We are very much monkey see, monkey do. This is happening out at our high school locally. It's happening locally in your area. We're crossing this barrier now where if my feelings get hurt, there's nothing that is more of an assault to humanity than my feelings getting hurt. I have this bullshit image I have. She just made this video, Jada did. Well, I don't care what you say about my bald head. Oh, that's not true. That's not true. Will Smith, I'm a vessel for love. Not true. We create these images of ourselves. That's total horseshit. And anything that challenges your BS narrative, this idea you have in your head, that is now violence. I have to attack that. I can punch him. I can do whatever because that is hurting my feelings. It hurts the image that I've got in my mind. Chris Rock is a legend, man. You all should do stand up. It's one of the first things I did when I started writing copy. I still do it every now and then now because it really helps your skill. No audience. Stand up is one of the purest arts there is. There's no, and this is again a big tragedy now is that stand up comics across the country now, across the world are like on edge. This is happening everywhere because it's like what? And people are getting more rowdy because if you offend me, my feelings are hurt. I can rush the stage. I can do what fucking T.I. did, man. Stand up is one of the purest art forms. You know why? I have seen, I met Chris Rock. I've met a few other legends. You'll see them in local comic places and they will get booed just like anybody else. When you get up and you do stand up comedy, it's not like, oh, if I'm a singer, I can get up and sing something from the 80s or from the 70s and people are still singing along. No. They want new shit and they need it to be just as good as your best old stuff. Think about that. Imagine if you had a songwriter. Imagine if Guns N' Roses had to come up with, Paradise City every time they get on stage. No one could do that. No art form does that. But in stand-up comedy, that's what you have to do. You have to be as best. You have to be as good as your best, and you have to do that decades later. It's crazy. Audiences will give you one joke. You get one murmur, one that falls flat. Any comic will tell you after that, boy, you better pick it back up because you start doing 2 or 3 and now you're bombing. Doesn't matter who you are. Chappelle's been booed. Everyone's been booed off stage. People will turn on you real quick. Stand-up is one of the purest art forms because of that. You have no safety net. You have to hit. You have to be funny. It's gotta work, man. You've gotta, and it's very merciless. And when you make a joke, you gotta cut everything off. Cut all the fat off a joke. Your dialogue's gotta be fresh. Not a syllable more than what's necessary. Otherwise, it falls flat. Stand-up is great. Chris Rock developed his skill. Will Smith never really built his skill. He was, maybe, I agree he's a good actor or whatever, but that's just plain make-believe. Will Smith could never do what Chris Rock does. Chris Rock does what Will Smith does every day. Ain't no thing. Will Smith could never deal with some of the humiliation that he put Chris Rock through. Will Smith could never deal with it. He's a chick. He can't even deal with his wife out there sucking and fucking everybody, telling him on her own show, using him as clickbait. I'm going to tell people that I'm having sex with other people in front of you. Why do it in front of cameras? Again, humiliation fetish. And he can't even stand up to her. And he's going to, disgusting. Chris Rock is a legend though. And that's what happens. If you get good at stand up, the rest of your life is going to improve because you're going to know you have a skill and you actually have to develop develop, and everyone sucks when they start out. Perfect selfless reaction. I love this idea, man, of Chris Rock just moving on the show. He moved right on, didn't miss a beat. He sat there, assaulted, traumatized. His whole life is going to be different from this moment. Moved right along. Ain't no thing, man. That's what you do when you're a professional. Nobody mountain. Chris Rock has done more and actually built more than nobody. We talk about this constantly. If you look at what Will Smith versus Chris Rock, who's done more? Who was on that stage because of skill versus because of how they look, or because of, you know, having money, or because they're Hollywood elites, right? Chris Rock could never do that. He could never get away with doing that. Steve Harvey had all thing. I don't want to get in the race stuff, but the fact is, would Will Smith have done that if the guy wasn't black? And he does. Like, there's a whole nother thing that I won't get into about race stuff. That really hurts my feelings. I'm gonna have to punch someone if we talk about that. Chris Rock is amazing. We love Chris Rock. Will Smith is a piece of shit. Have I said that yet? High frequency thinking fixes all, guys. You have to enjoy the accumulation. If you're not in love with what you're doing right now, this day is not a day filled with butterflies, sunshine, rainbows, chills, you know, that gets you your eyes, you know, glowing and gets your heart racing. Then you're doing it wrong. You're doing life wrong. And you can instantly take whatever you're doing, enjoy the accumulation. Anything will happen. This is anything. You can do anything if you enjoy the accumulation. Ultra high achievement. One of the markers of doing all of this is having thought control. You enjoy the accumulation, ultra high achievement, have a mission with your team. Guys, if you go every day, you should wake up and feel like you're just going to war and you're going to battle with people you love and you have a mission that you're accomplishing. If you're doing that stuff, everything will be fine. You won't be one of these people like Will Smith, who has this beta male situation going on. No matter what he's doing externally, internally, it was a mess. You can fix all this stuff internally. We talk about the high frequency thinking, getting your thoughts. You've got to fight the programming that's happening. You've got to have your own internal programming. Enjoy the accumulation, guys. Enjoying the accumulation, having ultra high achievement, having your mission with the team. Guys, Chris Rock is amazing. What he did. I'm skipping a whole bunch of stuff. By the way, the Tupac letter, we didn't talk about that. He has his daughter. The humiliation. Jada has her daughter write this letter to Tupac. How much she loves him and how much come back around because my mom can be happy. This is crazy. And he said that he was super jealous of Tupac. All kinds of stuff, man. This one clip that Larry had sent us. Check this clip out. So this is Will Smith. Okay, this is Will Smith. If Chris Rock was the same size of him, this is Will Smith. The one not driving. The girl on the left. The one not driving. That's who Will Smith is. Check this clip out.
Do you want to fight or not? Do you see my face in my shirt?
Yeah.
Do you see what they did to me?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, they whooped your ass. So what you think they gonna do to me? I'm smaller than you. The fuck? You want me to help you? You go get somebody bigger than me.
I know for a fact you're not sitting over there crying, bro. Takia.
They gonna beat our ass. You didn't grab. We ain't got nobody with us. We ain't got nobody. We ain't got nobody at all. It's just us. They already beat you the fuck up, and I'm smaller than you.
Takia, for real, I'm not even playing, bro. I got jumped and you want to play games?
I'm not playing.
What are you crying? You really crying, bro? Are you really crying? Tell me. I know exactly. They live right here, bro. Hold on. I'm about to pull up. Bro. And be ready to fight because I'm fighting the mom first.
I love it. Guys, high frequency thinking fixes everything. You got to program yourself, guys. You are being actively trying to be brainwashed. Don't stop watching the news, guys. They are trying to actively brainwash you. It is absolutely insane. My feelings get hurt. I'm not going to make this video again if it gets taken down. I get so worked up. And I don't mean to oh man, you guys, you should enjoy the accumulation with what you're doing. Ultra high achievement. We've talked about the steps of doing that through that other class. Check that class out. And also have a mission with your team. Do these 3 things. Promise you to set record after record after record. Create generational wealth. 30 grand a month passive income will be just the very floor of where you're at. BigRia.com. Go there. We're the world's largest organization. All that stuff I said. A special needs business owner that we're building. The #1 channel in Indiana real estate on YouTube. The #1 YouTube channel for Indiana real estate. All kinds of crazy stuff. Go there. BigRia.com. I love you.
I got his band like I'm Barry Bonds. Running through the money, but the money's long. I don't love it, but I need it. Keep it coming on. Only friendly, me and friends, we don't get along. I put that on my name, that I put them on. I put myself on stage as they sing along. I might book a session, do 100 songs. I'ma let you hear them just to prove you wrong. On track, now we